Once we've received all the applications, then we look at them online and we select people for interview, and we call that process shortlisting.
Another way that we shortlist prospective employees is by looking at the internet and specifically at social networking websites. And I think everyone should be aware that it's in the open domain, and a lot of employers look into these sorts of methods, and just to make sure that prospective employees aren't doing anything or putting anything on these websites that they might feel that is inappropriate for working at their company.
The shortlisting process is carried out by the same people who will be doing the interviewing. And it's also important, I think, to mention that the shortlisting is carried out anonymously. So by that I mean the people who will be shortlisting and interviewing will look at the application forms, they will look at the personal specification, and they will choose those people to interview who best fit, and they won't know who those people are. So if somebody was shortlisting and interviewing and their best friend applied for one of the posts, they wouldn't know that at that point.
If you've not been put forward for an interview, then I think it's important that you contact the employer to ask for some feedback, especially on your CV, to see if that's why you didn't get through. I've seen some quite bad CVs, so it would be good if I was able to tell them, how they could improve it so that they could go and get a job the next time.
If you've not been successful in being shortlisted for interview, then you may or may not be informed by the employer. It depends. Most employers will let you know in the advert whether they will or won't let you know if you have been successful or unsuccessful. Within the NHS, we normally do let people know if they've been unsuccessful, and we would let you know by email. One thing I would say is if you're in the early stages of starting to apply for jobs, then do ask for some feedback if you've been unsuccessful, because that may really help you with your next application.
Once we've shortlisted people that we would like to see, we send out an invitation for an open event. It's usually only about an hour long, and it's just where we explain a little bit more about B3, and we find that that enables the employees or prospective employees to maybe ask any specific questions and find out a little bit more about us and feel a bit more comfortable with us. From there, if they're then still interested in working at B3, we'll look to offer an interview.